What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the debut of Aerith's LD weapon going live soon on Global Opera Omnia. But before we talk about that, if you guys are brand new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, that way you guys are not missing out on future uploads, and if you guys enjoy what you see on this channel, hit that like button and share this video as it does help me out. Don't forget to check out all of the fantastic resources out there for Dissidia Opera Omnia. All the links will be down below in the video description as well as a pinned comment. Also, don't forget to check out all of the rest of the fantastic content creators and streamers for this game, those of you that create those guides, spreadsheets, infographics, just to make the experience for this game that much better. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the debut of Aerith's LD weapon. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and talk about Aerith's LD weapon. This is going to be the only topic that we're going to be covering in this video, so pretty short video, but this is what Aerith's LD does. So first of all, if you have this fully max limit broken and have the LD boards unlocked, it's going to be granting her access to her LD skill called Seal Evil, which has a total of 4 uses. This permanently increases the party's max brave and attack by 30%, and it's going to be healing the party's brave by 200% of attack, and then she's going to be delivering a single target HP attack, followed by an 8-hit AoE magic brave attack plus single target HP attack. This will be dealing a 60% increased brave damage dealt on a single target. It's going to have 180% gained brave overflow, as well as 180% stolen brave overflow, dealing 20% HP splash damage, and it grants her a framed buff called Seal Evil for 6 turns. Now, while Seal Evil is active, it's going to be raising the party's debuff evasion rate by 100%. It's also going to lower all enemies' attack and speed by 20% and lower all enemies' defense by 60%. And then it's also going to be triggering a follow-up attack after Aerith takes an action on an enemy. So whenever Aerith pretty much deals damage to them, whether it's brave damage or HP damage, she's going to trigger a follow-up attack. Now that follow-up attack is going to be first reducing the target's brave by 100% of her own attack, and then heals the party's brave by 100% of own attack, and then dealing HP damage based on 100% of the current brave. It's also going to be extending her own buffs by 1 turn and inflicting a new framed debuff called Planet's Punishment for 2 turns. This follow-up attack cannot break a target, but however, it's not going to consume her own brave, and Planet's Punishment increases the HP damage taken by the target by 10% and prevents the target from buffing themselves. So let's see this LD in action right here. So there's the HP attack, followed by the 8-hit brave attack plus HP attack, and there is the follow-up, as you can see right there. So it's actually pretty powerful. And take a look at this. We have the 2-turn Planet's Punishment debuff, and Planet's Punishment, again, remember, it's going to be increasing the amount of HP damage you deal to an enemy target by 10%, and they can't buff themselves, so this is really strong. So with Emperor, let's just go ahead and use this right here as LD, because I do want to touch up on something that Aerith's LD buff allows her to do really well now. Something that I used a lot on my JP account. Alright, so Celeste, let's just get that freeze dive on. Alright, so this is going to be one of the things that I love about Aerith now. Her Brave Attack +++ commands and her HP Attack +++ commands become so much better now with that LD buff, because remember, it's going to be triggering that Seal Evil follow-up attack. Check out what her Brave Attack +++ does now. So you can simply click that, and boom, still deal that follow-up and keep all that brave that you just acquired. That is insane. Like, her longevity and her efficiency is so much better now. Pretty much her skill 1 and skill 2, you're really only going to be using those either to just replenish HP for the party, or for her skill 2, just replenish that Cetra's, the Prayer of Cetra buff that she gets from it. So as long as you maintain those, you could freely go with either HP Attack +++ or Brave Attack +++, as long as you have that Seal Evil buff on with Aerith. Now let's just go ahead and apply this here with Emperor, so then that way you guys get to see some traps in action before I talk more about Aerith. Alright, so we get to see these in action. That's Emperor's Trap, plus the freeze, the freeze dive, or the Magitech Ice debuff that Celeste inflicts. So that's pretty much Aerith there, you know, with her, you know, Brave Attack plus plus plus, or HP Attack plus plus plus. Let's actually see the HP Attack plus plus plus, just so we get to see it in action with that Seal Evil, so you guys get to see that as well. But remember, anytime she deals damage, whether it's Brave or HP, she's going to trigger that follow-up, which is so powerful. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the HP Attack plus plus plus. Alright, and we get the follow-up, and look, she still gets some Brave back, which is amazing. Such a good, powerful LD buff. So very, very good. Super glad that she got this. Now, as far as her calls, her base call is going to be using her skill 2, Prayer of the Citra. It heals the target's allies' HP, and it's going to be granting the caller a 40% attack up, 40% Brave regen, and 80% magic attack up for 3 turns. And then her LD call is going to be allowing her to use her LD skill, Seal Evil. And the base call is actually pretty good, especially if you give that to a magic damage dealer, such as, for example, Emperor or Ultimisia, or later down the line, Terra. I mean, 80% magic attack up and 40% attack up is it's pretty good. It's pretty good for a base call. Now, as far as recommended artifact passives go, remember that Aerith is one of those cursed artifact units, so you want to go this time with attack plus 108 times 3, and the reason why is, as you could see, some of the Brave healing that she does is now going to be based on attack, and also specifically the Brave reduction that she does on her Seal Evil follow-up attack is based on attack as well. So you want to stack as much attack on her as possible, and then you're going to want to go with Charged Healing Wind Boost All, because it gives her 1 more usage of her Healing Wind, and then it also will be increasing the party's max Brave. So that's something that you definitely want. And then if you're going to be investing in her High Guard armor, it's going to be the one that increases the party's attack by 5%. Now, what is my personal take on Aerith after she gets her LD weapon? So this definitely improves her performance as a powerful support character. She now provides batteries, she heals you, she gives you debuff evasion, and strong auras to the party coming from her buffs, not to mention that follow-up attack, so additional damage. And then, like I showed you guys earlier, that Brave Attack plus 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 command now becomes a potent option to use with her LD buff, coupled with that amazing follow-up attack and new debuff. She's also pretty flexible, as her buffs are only to herself, and she only takes up 1 debuff slot. And also, I want to mention that she is not tied to an element, so in the event that her magic damage is resisted, you could just bring an element enchant Imperil, and there you go. You could still slot her in. However, be careful if you are going to be using her with another buffer, because since she takes up 4 for herself, you want to make sure that all her buffs are going to be active, especially that LD buff, because if that LD buff is not active, you're not going to be able to capitalize on that powerful Brave Attack plus 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 or her powerful HP Attack plus plus plus. So you want to make sure, if you're going to be using her with another buffer, just to keep in mind that her buffs do need to be active. I personally will be pulling for this character, as I used her not only in Transcendence 2, which is going to be the next Transcendence we're getting in Global, but on several other Lufenias because of her flexibility and also her overall efficiency. So again, guys, if you find use in Aerith after she gets her LD, and if you have the resources to do so, and if you feel that your inventory and your characters can benefit from having this character fully, you know, geared up in your party, then maybe this might be the banner for you. Now, as far as the banner, so this can be subject to change. I don't know if they're going to do the exact same thing as they did on JP for this banner, but if they do the same thing, it's going to be featuring all of Aerith's gear, including her LD. It's going to have Emperor's BT, and then all characters' EX weapons will be featured on this banner as well. However, Aerith's gear is going to be at a rate up. But remember, this is subject to change. I don't know if they're actually going to be doing it the exact same way as they did on JP. We'll just have to find out when this banner actually goes live to Global Opera Omnia. But all in all, it's an excellent LD weapon. I'm going to be excited to pull for it. And again, if it makes sense for you guys to pull for this weapon, then by all means, go ahead and do so. But this is what Aerith does with her LD. Hopefully this helps you guys out in preparing for this banner's release. Thank you guys again for watching. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal, everyone.
Ah! No, this isn't happening. There's no reason for me to go on. What am I fighting for?